Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Sorry about how echoey it is and the fact that I'm sat on the side of the bath. Don't worry, I'm not sat on the toilet, but I am sat on the side of the bath. But we're in the middle of a heat wave. It's absolutely stifling, so we've got all the windows open. And obviously, because it's a nice day, everybody's doing DIY. Next door are building something, man down the road's cutting the grass, someone else is drilling. It's just too noisy to film, but I want to get this video filmed whilst I've got the house quiet, so fingers crossed it's not too echoey that it's too annoying. But today I wanted to do a little bit of a life update. I feel like I haven't done one of these in a little while. There's been a lot of vlogs and a few sit down videos in between, which I also want to say thank you so much for everyone's support, their messages, their comments on my emotional Q&A video. I didn't expect the response that I got, even over on sort of Instagram and Twitter and everything. Everyone was just so lovely, so thank you very much for that. I don't really know where to start, but I suppose firstly I'm slipping on the bath mat, so I'm going to move that. But I suppose to start with would be a good way of following on from that Q&A would be to talk about Nan. And she, unfortunately, as with what was always going to happen with dementia, she is getting worse. So there's been a lot of stress and a lot of worry recently over the right thing to do. And I feel like there's not really that much support when it comes to what your options are and what paths you can go down and what's suitable for each individual. Now Trix is going to join in and bark. You know it's going to be one of those days. But yeah, as to what each individual should be working towards, I guess. Or each case, if you like, should be working towards. So we were left quite in the dark for such a long time. I think they just deemed it that we're managing at home and that's that, you know. Whereas it's not the case. It is obviously a struggle, like with anybody that's been going through this. I always remember, I'm sure his name's Scott, Barbara Windsor's husband. I think I've mentioned him before with regards to dementia. And I remember him saying once to a newspaper, you never really know what it's like until you go through it yourself, and that really is the case. Some days can be completely normal, other days your plans just go right out the window because everything's just up in the air. It really is like taking a day at a time, and a lot of the time you can't plan in advance because you don't know what's going to happen, where you're going to be, and things like that. So that's why some of the content has been a bit hit and miss on this channel as well, because sometimes I plan to do something or film something and obviously Nan's crept into the occasion and she is more important than creating any content or anything else. She is, you know, number one, and she is going to be for the foreseeable. So yeah, that's where we are with Nan, but thankfully she's still quite happy, relatively healthy, and we're just muddling through the best that we can. I have mentioned a couple of times I will do a proper sit down video at some point and discuss more in depth maybe a few things about dementia and a few things that us as a family have found have helped, just so that it might help anybody else that is going through it too. Next thing I want to touch on is REIT. I'm just about to edit the REIT weekly vlog. I don't know what it's like at this moment in time, so if you see anything REIT related before this video, then you'll know I had enough content to post. Obviously I was really looking forward to REIT in the weeks leading up to it, and for a couple of reasons it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I don't know if I put too much pressure on myself because it was the first time in 3 years that it had been on, or whether it was because of certain events and things that were going on in the background that I just didn't enjoy it. In fact, partway through the week, I just felt like packing up my stuff and going home. Which, I mean, for an air show is not like me. So I can't really talk too much in depth about it. I think I did mention, I remember filming a clip and I remember crying, just saying that I had a lot going on and that I couldn't talk about it. And unfortunately that is still the case, and probably will be the case for the foreseeable whilst a few things are still happening. And to be honest, I don't know if I even want to talk about it. I've got past the hurt and the anger and the stress and the worry of it. Now I just kind of want it done and dusted, but it does have an impact on that week, unfortunately, in which I felt, I mean, I can say how I felt. I felt absolutely gutted. I felt devastated. And I felt really unsafe, to be honest, to the point, like I say, that I wanted to go home. So yeah, unfortunately, that kind of knocked me a bit off kilter because I wasn't expecting to feel like that during that week. And that was out of my control. It wasn't something that I chose. We'll say it like that. And it knocked me for six for a number of weeks. And I feel like I'm only just now starting to get back on track. A lot happened off the back of that. And I've had a lot of phone calls and been in talks with various different people over certain things, and I just haven't wanted to vlog, basically. I am picking up the camera this week, so you'll probably see a weekly vlog in which this t-shirt features quite a lot. But yeah, I just hadn't felt like it, and to be honest, that's fine. If I don't feel like it, I'd rather not bother, because I probably wouldn't edit or upload it anyway. So I just took a few weeks off just to reset my mind, and now I'm playing a little bit of catch up. I don't know if you can hear, but Trix has set off half the neighbourhood of dogs. So I might as well talk about her next. She is doing really well. This heat wave has certainly caused a few issues. She has, I'm sure I've mentioned it on this channel in various vlogs, but she has heat-induced epilepsy, which is always a worry in summertime anyway, but the fact that it's a heat wave at the moment is just, I'm on like high alert in case she has a fit, because if she has a fit, it affects her heart, and there is always going to be the possibility that one day she won't recover from one of these fits. The medication does as much as it can do, but there is always that element of unknown, unfortunately. Which, that's the red arrows. I forgot they were flying over. Yes, Trix, you are right, that is the red arrows. I can see you jumping down to go into the garden. Oh, dearie me. Going back to Ria, that was one of my biggest worries, was because she would be in kennels, and it was a new kennels because the family we'd always used to take her to stay, they'd stopped doing it through COVID. She's right by the door now because she's like, I hear the red arrows every time. She's obsessed, I swear. Yeah, so that was a real concern, because I knew that week, it was the second week in July, which you might remember was an absolute scorcher, and it turned out that on one of the days was the hottest day to date. And so I was really worried about what she was going to be like, but actually she was absolutely fine. The people there were lovely. They really looked after her. And I feel like, nothing against the family that we always used to use, because I mean, they were great kennels as well. But she seemed to come back from this one a lot happier, not as tired or stressed. She hadn't lost as much weight. So yeah, I don't know what they did differently. I mean, she kept her own collar on, which was really helpful because it's got a little, it's got one of the Pit Pat trackers on. So it's not the GPS one. I haven't got the GPS one. But I have just got the one that is almost like a Fitbit. So I was able to see how long they took her out for and see if what they said was true, and it was. And yeah, they really looked after her. She's doing really well other than that. This week I'm obviously as concerned as ever because it's another heat wave, but we're just trying to keep her cool, although she's very excited because she had the red arrows. So I don't know. I'll probably take her into the garden in a little while, in the shade with the paddling pool, and just play with some squeaky balls in the pool or something. So yeah, that's an update on her. And then the last section that I really wanted to update you on is quite a large section. And I feel like this is what happened in my previous update, life update, which didn't feel that long ago. And that is starting over again. So a few things have changed behind the scenes, which I'm not going to go into because it involves other people. So I'm sorry, because it's all a bit like, it's like I've got a secret that I'm like, I can't tell you, but I'm mentioning it kind of thing. So I do apologise that I've turned into one of those. But yeah, so starting over again. Unfortunately, things just didn't work out as planned, and I don't feel like I'm back to square one, surprisingly. There's a part of me that's gutted because plans didn't work out, but that is life, and you just got to dust yourself off and pick yourself up. And so that's kind of where I'm at as well. Just starting afresh. Yeah, just looking to the future and things that I want to achieve both now and bigger goals as well. I've got a little list so that I remembered to mention everything. So if I let down, apologies. But yeah, the main thing for me is I want to get my head and my health in a better place, because I have developed some bad and quite dangerous habits through the months of stress and worry and various different things, which I need to kick into touch. One of those is definitely my drinking. Or not so much my drinking, but my drinking versus my eating. When I'm worried over something or stressed, I tend to not eat. Like, I'll admit that I am one of those. I do go through periods of time where, when I'm stressed, I'll binge eat. You know, I might eat several packets of crisps or like lots of chocolate or whatever. But that is few and far between. It tends to be that if I'm stressed or worried, I just don't feel hungry, and no matter how much I would try and force myself to eat, it just wasn't going to happen. So a large portion of the time I have relied probably quite heavy on meal replacement drinks. I've done it for years, on and off, and that's always my go-to because I always just think it's better than nothing. And in a way it is, but I kind of want to kick that habit and just make better choices. I've definitely over the last few months upped my alcohol intake. I don't feel like it's a massive problem, but I'm conscious that I'm drinking more. It's not all the time though, so like I said, I don't think it's an issue, but the issue I think there is the fact that I'm drinking alcohol and not eating. I think that's where it becomes the issue. And to be honest, it's making me feel quite rough, possibly hungover, I don't know. But I don't feel 100%, and that is definitely something that needs to change. So sticking with that, I'm just going to try to eat better and try and eat, if necessary, just something small. Like a small meal is better than nothing, and ideally is better than just having liquid food all the time. So I'm definitely trying to eat better. I'm also have restarted taking my multivitamins and my hair supplements and things, because you might have noticed in videos my skin has again shown the stress and the worry, and I've had quite a few breakouts, so I'm hoping that by doing that will help. And even with the hair supplements, I mean, it's hard to tell so much, but this is all like, I don't know if I come in. This bit here is really annoying me, but this is all from stress. I've been losing my hair, so I've gone back on the supplements in the hope that that helps too. I have started getting back into my fitness, or to be fair, I was getting into my fitness anyway. You know, I restarted my gym membership and I was going swimming quite a bit as well. But I've like stepped it up a little bit more, which I'm finding is really helping more my mental health than my physical health, although I have noticed some changes in my body for the better as well, but that's not the main reason why I'm doing it. So currently I am tending to go on a Monday. I do a step class, which is very intense. I end up leaving absolutely coated in sweat to the point it's like running off of me. But I do feel really good for that, and it's just like loud music, high intensity, good fun, a good laugh, and yeah, so I really enjoy that one. Then on the Tuesday I am doing an aqua aerobics class. That's not too intense, it's enough to make you feel like you're moving, but there's people from like my age and slightly younger right up to in their 90s, so it's not too intense. I do the same class on Wednesday mornings, and then in the evening I do the step class again. So Wednesdays are always a bit of a fitness day, shall we say. And then Thursdays I do another aqua class. That one is slightly more intense because it's with weights and things in the water, which I never realised foam weights could weigh so much when they're underwater, but it definitely works your arms and shoulders, so I do like that. And then Friday is usually a bit of a rest day, and then Saturday and Sunday I head to the gym for an hour or so each day. So that's really been helping. Plus I've been trying to get in quite a few walks as well, both with tricks and walking back from work and things. And I'm just finding that getting out and about and walking more and being in nature, it's given me the time to think, and it's also really just helped motivate me to get more stuff done as well. So it's a win-win on the fitness score. Sticking with talking of the future, I am trying to also change my spending habits. I got myself into a bit of a rut where because I wasn't able to buy certain things that I wanted for so long, when I moved back home, I went on a bit of a spending spree, shall we say, and I'm now paying the cost for that because I spent money that I didn't have at the time, which in hindsight obviously is not the recommended way to do it. So I'm trying to change my spending habits. I'm trying out a new way at the minute, and so far so good. It is working. I probably will update you in a separate video just how I'm budgeting, saving money and getting through the month basically. So I might do that in a separate video if anyone is interested. But yeah, I feel like I'm looking at things differently, and for the first time in a long time I am looking to the future. I'm looking towards those future goals that I want to achieve and looking at ways in which to get there, which, I don't know, I feel like a whole new positive me, to be honest, although I am losing my voice, so I don't want to speak for too much longer otherwise it will be very croaky. So I will keep you posted with how I'm getting on with this new way of controlling my money, which, funny enough, TikTok might be bad for a lot of things, but that did really help me because that made me discover or rediscover a method in which I used to find helpful, and now I'm just trialing to see if it works as well as it used to, you know, like 10 years ago, because a lot has changed to do with money and the way we shop and spend and things like that. So I'll definitely keep you posted on that. Now obviously I've been to ReIT for a week, so in my eye, oh my gosh, my voice. In my eyes, that was originally going to be my one and only holiday potentially for the year. I've done a few like weekends away and various different things, but in terms of like an actual holiday where you sit and relax and unwind, like to me that was going to be ReIT, but obviously that went sour. But I'm actually looking to maybe do another holiday. I don't know if it's something that I'll film or whether it's something that I'll just film little clips and push together. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I'm excited, and I haven't been excited about a holiday in such a long time. But yeah, it's just making me feel so much more positive, and I think all the changes that I've made have led me to that mindset. So I feel like that's kind of my reward for getting myself through the year potentially. But we shall see. So hopefully there'll be a few more, maybe like a holiday vlog or something like that on the cards at some point. I'm also still on a decluttering spree. You might have seen a couple of decluttering videos. I think I uploaded them. Obviously I had a lot to downsize. I mean, I was downsizing from a 4-bedroom house to 1 bedroom, literally 1 bedroom, not even like a 1-bedroom house. I have a bedroom. So I did get rid of a lot of stuff, and there's still a lot to go through, but I kind of feel a bit like the things that I used to find important and the things that I used to want to keep, I no longer have that need to. You know, I used to collect like a parking ticket from somewhere we've been because it had the name of the council on, or like I'd always have to have a memento of everywhere that I went. And now I still get mementos, like if we go, I don't know, to a certain museum or a certain area, I might find something with the name on. But I don't feel like I have to do that every time. And I think that's when my mindset has changed as well. And I think for me, I just want to be more minimalist. And it's going to take me a long time to get there. I have a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Got obviously an addiction to books. I've got my CDs, but I never listen to them. So I keep thinking, should I just get rid of them? But then I look at them and I think, I can't get rid of those. So I don't know. Someone did suggest putting them onto like a memory stick that I could then plug in. So that might be an option. But yeah, I've had another purge, if you like, of my wardrobe. So that's looking very empty. But I'm happy with how that's looking, to be fair. I'll probably pick up a few bits and pieces as the seasons change, but in the most part, you know, I'm happy with everything and everything fits. I did that whole thing in the midst of summer, I might like to add. When it was really, really hot, I checked to see if everything fitted. I know timing was not the one, was it? So yeah, so I need to do that more often, I think, and just keep on top of it a little bit more. But I'm definitely feeling like minimalism is the way in which I want to go, which will obviously go hand in hand with changing my spending habits, hopefully. We can try anyway. And then yeah, last thing I wanted to touch on is obviously my blog and YouTube. I've mentioned a few reasons why YouTube has been a bit up and down, and that's been the same on my blog, to be honest. I used to work 2 or 3 weeks in advance on my blog, and then YouTube came back into my life, and I've struggled to find the balance between the two, to the point I'm actually thinking that I might step my blog down a gear, still have it, still do it, but only post once a week instead of the 2 that I'm currently posting. We shall see. I'm toying with that idea, but I haven't quite made my mind up at the minute. But that all depends as well on obviously work commitments. I've had some amazing brands that I've been working with recently. So definitely head over and check those out, because I'm really proud of what I've been able to achieve, even when I haven't really gone out of my way to look for it, I guess. I haven't had to pitch to any brands really or anything like that. They've kind of fallen into my lap. So amongst all the chaos, that's kind of been a little bit of a saving grace, to be fair. YouTube wise, I'm still hoping to do 2 videos a week, at least for the moment. I don't know how that will go going into more of the winter months, because obviously there's a lot of talk to do with electric at the minute. And today, funny enough, as I film this, they announced that there would potentially be blackouts during the winter, where I don't quite know how it would work, whether the government will turn the electric off or whether it's down to us. But either way, it's just gone up stupid amounts of money. And whilst I don't pay for it, I do feel very guilty for using too much of it. So it might be that in the winter months I may drop down to either 1 video a week or 2 short videos a week. Just because it takes so long to upload a video that I don't want to be using mum and dad's electric too much, because I mean, to upload this video is going to be uploading all night on my laptop plugged in. So yeah, I do feel really guilty for that. So there may be changes here and there, I don't know. But you can always follow me on Instagram. I'm Instagram as KellyDiane94, and I always post on stories and things on there anyway. So you can always follow me on there. And anywhere else that you want to find me is in the down bar below, where you can follow me on all sorts: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I haven't put my TikTok on there because I'm not doing TikTok videos. I've got enough on my plate, but I do enjoy, that is my guilty pleasure of an evening, just to watch all the videos. So I think that is everything that I wanted to update you on. It's been a bit rambly, I know. But I felt like to add context to some of the vlogs, I just needed to sit down and almost like brain dump a little bit and just explain a few things and put my ideas out there of the future. I might do like a sit down video at some point with my goals in as well. I know I've obviously mentioned about the spending video and obviously the dementia video, but another idea was maybe to sit down and just go through some of my goals that I want to achieve, and I'm just gonna try in my vlogs as well to just document the changes that I'm making, because I feel like there's so many things I want to change and so many things that are evolving in my life. I just feel like it'd be quite a good process to document, and it will also show how far I've come as well, from the videos I made at the start of this year. That brings me to the end of the video, I guess. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're still here, then thank you so much and well done, because I know I've rambled. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.